This is like second nature to Yanks, isn't it? Enthusiasm.
Welcome to Ink in the Eyes, the graphic novel podcast. I'm Ace McAlpine, and this is
Charles Salisbury. Hello and welcome.
Today, we will be discussing 100 Nights of Hero. Do you know anything about it?
Not a thing, not a sausage. I didn't even know
I didn't even tell you.
You didn't even tell me what we were doing today, which is
Okay.
quite exciting, actually. It's quite a nice way of, walking into something blind.
So, this is by Isabel Greenberg. Do you recognize that name?
Should I?
I read a book ages ago called The Encyclopedia of Early Earth, which she also did. I told you about because we were working on Art of Chaos at the time. But
Yes.
we talk about a lot of... Oh, you do remember it.
I'm sure I remember that. Yep.
Same artist. So that was her first book. This is her second one. I didn't read it because of that. I got an ad on YouTube. It was a movie trailer for 100 Nights of Hero. And I thought it looked really interesting. And I don't remember if it said based on a book or based on like the book by her name, because I would have recognized her name. But either way, when I searched the book, I went, oh my gosh, I know her. And thought it would be a fun read, because Encyclopedia of Early Earth was also very good. And maybe we'll do an episode on it. Maybe not. Anything you'd like to add after my spiel?
No, I think your spiel was perfect. I think you introduced that perfectly. I'm intrigued. I'm interested. I'm on. I'm in.
Would you like me to... Well, I guess I should start with the story or the author bio? Story.
You said you liked the story first in the last one we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense to like give you context for this specific book.
Perfect.
So her first book and this one are a lot about or inspired by folklore, ancient art, creation myths. So her god in her world is called Birdman, and it's this man with a bird beak. And he
Does it have anything to do with the film Birdman?
No.
Completely unrelated.
I haven't seen Birdman, but he's very superhero. And there are other Birdman figures, gods in ancient folklore.
In Egypt. Yeah, of course.
But it's definitely not Egyptian. I don't think it's specifically based in any actual myth.
Cool.
It's more of just her own character. And so in this one, you get a little bit of the creation myth where one of his daughter, his apprentice, named Kiddo, created this world with humans. And everyone's living in peace and happy. Oh, and she'd like to walk among them and just kind of interact with them and stuff. And then he takes notice one day and is like, why aren't these people worshiping us? And takes over. I wrote down a few quotes. It was a library book, so the book has left my house, but I wrote down a few quotes for your enjoyment. The first one is from Birdman, and he says, "Excellent. I am feeling especially omnipotent today. It is quite possible I might say something astonishingly genius."
I like that.
It is. So she's quite funny, and it's quite... She doesn't beat around the bush. It's the characters say exactly what they're about to do, and like you're not left wondering, which I think works really well for a graphic novel because it's such a shorter medium.
Is that a stab at me?
No. Why would it be a stab at you?
Because you said that my dialogue was too vague yesterday when I sent you a script.
Oh, no. I mean, clearly I have a preference.
Fair enough. I thought it was a veiled attempt at an insult. I was like, oh, wait a second. Carry on,
No,
please.
actually, my one qualm with a lot of graphic novels, because I've been reading a bunch recently, is you don't have... it's harder to make kind of... I have the word underseated in my head, but that's the wrong word. Kind of themes that are more hidden. because, like you can in a novel when there's a
Yeah.
lot more unspoken.
Yeah,
'Cause you have a
yeah,
lot more
that's
words.
fair. Because you don't even have like the actors, you don't have facial expressions as well. So I think you can, you maybe have to be a bit more explicit with graphic novels than you do with other mediums. Yeah, I'd agree with that. She also
And
has written
actually,
a plethora of children's books, so I imagine she's quite
yes.
good. I can imagine that's a good thing for a children's author is to be like quite like, here's what this character's doing, and off I go.
Well, I know she illustrates a lot too. She doesn't always, like her sister writes some books that she
Okay.
illustrates too.
Got you.
Because the 4 books I'm aware she's done is the Encyclopedia of Early Earth, this one, The 100 Nights of Hero, Young Hag, which is an Arthurian. No, she did Glass Towns, which is based on the Bronte families. They have, when they were kids, they had like created this fantasy world they'd play in. And so it's based on those stories. And
Cool.
then her most recent one is Young Hag, which is an Arthurian myth.
Nice. They're all, like you say, very mythy. And yeah, her drawing's cool, man. I really like it. We'll get onto the art in a second. Tell me more of the
Yes,
story.
we will get on to the art. After the Birdman god gives humans knowledge, the drama begins. And the one thing about this book is it's very much female empowerment to the extent that many of the men are just outright comically villainous. There are some good men characters, but there's few and far between.
Fair.
And that was kind of my one qualm was in the beginning she was really piling it on because after you have the myth, she says we shall begin with 2 men, but let me be clear, this story is not about those men. And it's the one guy is like, all women are evil. I hate them. My wife cheated on me and then I had her murdered. But she cheated on him after he sent a servant to go in and basically get her underpants. And so she was like, this man violently came in and stole them. And he was like, no, you're lying. I set a trap and you failed. And so the guy he's talking to says, no, my wife, she's perfect. She's so virtuous. Even I haven't taken her virtue yet. And so the other guy's laughing at him and says, you're doing it wrong. And they make a bet where the first evil man says he can seduce the second evil man's wife. And he has 100 nights to do so.
Oh. Call back to the comic name.
And then we meet the 2 ladies, Cherry, who is said wife, and her maid, who is Hero. And it's interesting because seeing the movie trailer after reading the book, it seems quite different. Because in the book, right in the beginning, they say these 2 women are lovers. They think they're smarter than everyone else, et cetera, et cetera.
So it actually is that explicit. It's like they think they're smart. Yeah.
She does it
writing.
a lot funnier than I do. Like she's like, if they have any flaws, it's that they get a bit cocky or something along those lines.
Yeah.
But in the movie it seems a lot more vague. Like it's more of a love story of them falling in love, her maybe falling in love with this evil man. Not evil man, but the guy who made the bet. To the extent I looked it up because I was like, this feels gay, but they haven't explicitly said that. And then I saw the book because I wanted to know which one she ended up with.
Right.
Because I don't have Prime, so I can't see it. I'd like to see it.
Oh,
but
it's out now. It's already done by Prime, yeah?
Yes. It was at, I think, the Venice Film Festival.
Okay.
But yeah, the movie's out. And in this, it's not vague at all. The man is the villain. The woman is her lover. And so they hatch a plan because they're like, this guy's going to cheat. And if we don't comply with him, he came in and literally said, I will forcibly cause you distress. And so it's very 1001 Nights where Hero starts telling stories each night to distract this man who is like, oh, I have 100 nights. Like, there's time. will just keep listening to these stories.
Oh, clever.
And then the majority of the book is these little vignettes, these little stories Hero tells each night. The first one is quite sad. They're all about women, and like a lot of them is about sisters or mother, grandmother. And so the first story is a little bit sad because it's a lot about, you have these very clever women, but in this world, women who can read are put to death. So they're all very oppressed. And yeah, so then you have one, and then you have a second one about, again, sisters. And at the end, that one says, lesson, men are false, and they can get away with it. Also, don't murder your sister, even by accident. Sisters are important. So that's kind of the theme of a lot of the stories. So the first two are kind of unrelated to the other ones, but then the last few stories are all connected because we learn the story of Hero's mother, who is the daughter of the moon.
So the maid is the daughter of the moon?
No, the maid's mother. So the maid is the granddaughter of the moon.
Maid of the granddaughter of the moon. Cool. Got you.
And we learn about the League of Storytellers, which is Hero's mother, daughter of the moon, and then two other women who kind of heard these other stories about the sisters and wanted to record them and go collect other stories to spread and share. And so that's how Hero knows all of them. So after that story, there's one more after this, but this is when the husband returns, and we find out
Dun, dun, dun.
what happens. And I will not reveal. It's quite a good ending.
Okay.
I really like the ending. And kind of right before the husband gets back, the guards are all really invested in these stories and are even telling their friends and families. And so you have the stories traveling throughout the lands, and everyone's kind of in the castle have kind of forgotten like how many days have passed. That's where I'll end my summary. I think it was quite thorough. Do you have questions? Please do some talking.
I think that you have had a few weeks, and obviously we've had a gap where I've moved house, but I feel like you've had a few weeks where you've not done a comic that you've liked as much, and so it's really nice to hear you like something again.
Lore Olympus I like a lot, but I think because I'd read it, I didn't do as much I did a lot more surface level research, and I also didn't go into the story very much, and so I feel like that I was floundering a little more.
That. Oh my God, she won the Guardian Faber short story.
Oh yeah, the thing you entered.
The thing I entered.
She was a student. So I looked on her Instagram. I was lurking. I scrolled back really, really far, and now it's all her books, different galleries, because she does ceramics and stuff. And so it's all these different, like it's the movie premiere and things like that. But if you scroll back really, really far, which I often do with artists and like other creatives, it's, a normal Instagram, her everyday life things. But she was doing thumbnails for this like 12 years ago.
Wow.
Or the line art or whatever. And so, you can see the kind of progression of her doing, because I believe this came out in 2016. And the first one came out in 2013. And so you can see the progression of her winning this award. And then it's she worked on the career. And now she has that success of a bunch of books and the movie and like her website. She has a lot of really lovely work.
She has a shop.
So I found that quite inspiring.
Yeah, I'd say that is very inspiring. It doesn't all have to happen. It's like instantly.
Did you have any questions about this story?
Do I have any question? How long is it?
I don't know.
Roughly. Oh, you don't have it with you. Cut this bit.
I don't. I can tell you how long. It's a similar size to her first book, which I do have. It's a large book. It's like a foot tall. It doesn't have page numbers. I'll measure it for you.
30 centimeters would be A4, no? If it's a foot tall.
It's not quite an inch thick.
Thank you.
A little under an inch thick.
It is quite a meaty book.
And then it's about 8 inches wide. Sorry, I don't... Oh, wait. Let me see if I have another ruler.
Is it 8.3
No.
inches wide and 11.7?
Yeah, that's
Tall.
probably it. Sorry,
it'd be
I don't
8.
have... The rulers I have here don't have centimeters. Usually they do. But yes,
No.
that's about it. Is that A4?
That's A4, yeah. And she's
Okay.
English, isn't
That
she?
actually
So
makes sense,
That'll be make
'cause
sense.
I got that in England, so it would
Yep.
be England sizes.
England sizes.
We don't use A4 here.
No, you said, and I don't know why. I thought a paper was like kind of industry standard. I thought it was all the same.
But it's strange because, like, when you go and using paper for class, it's just a little bit different. And so it's like living life as you know it, but then everything is just slightly wrong. Because A4 is a lot longer and I think a bit narrower.
Yeah, 8.3 in inches, 8.3 by 11.7. Or 210.
Yeah,
by
so a paper,
11.
it's 8.5 by
200.
11 must be letter.
Yeah.
God, I've lost all of my...
All of your publishing knowledge.
Not, I mean, that was the paper's letters, like what I use
All
my
of
entire
your
life.
publishing knowledge.
Oh, don't say that.
You
I need
haven't, you
someone
haven't, you
to
haven't.
let me publish something.
Oh.
Okay. Yes?
Oh. And just you said you needed an excuse to publish something, I think.
No.
You do
I
that.
need someone to
No,
let
no.
me publish their things and pay me for it.
Oh.
So I can live and
That's
be
fair.
joyous.
That's fair.
I have plenty to publish willy-nilly.
Tell me, so she wrote this story and she wrote the cosmology, because although I've been looking at her work now, some of the stuff she's kind of, you've said before, her sisters, is this all written by her? What's the vibe?
So those 4 books I listed,
Yeah.
Encyclopedia Early Earth, 100 Knights Heroes, Glass Towns, Young Hag, she wrote. The
She wrote
other
them all, yeah.
ones on her website. And she's also done, if you look at her website, she has a few small press comics where they're more like zines.
Yeah.
They're really short, which I think she's also written. But then a large majority of her work she illustrated and someone else wrote.
Got you.
I think that's the children's books. She does a lot of illustration for that.
So she doesn't really,
Because if you look at her website, she has the graphic novels and then she has comics and illustration.
yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
the short comics she's written plus her illustration things. She illustrated a museum gallery.
That's cool. Just reading
It's-
about that. The Museum of Marco Polo.
Oh, is it?
Or the V&A.
It's a
There's one in the V&A as well.
Field House.
Oh, there's yeah, that one as
It's
well.
in Bristol.
True. National Trust property near Bristol. Nice. So that's the segue, a segue, if you will, into the art style. Thoughts? What's your top of the list thought?
So I like her art style, and it's interesting looking at the illustrations she's done for children because it's very colorful. Versus if you look at these first 2 books, she uses color fairly sparingly. Like she has the very bold, strong black lines that's very inky.
Mm-hmm.
And then she'll use like 1 or 2 colors on each spread. And they're very bold. And so not everything is colored in, which I thought was very interesting because color is not my speciality. And she does quite a good job with her placement. She's very skilled.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
I do like her work. I can't find the part I was looking at, though. So carry on talking.
I have some
Tell
more
me some
notes for you.
Tell me some more notes. Please do.
I thought it was just a style because when we were talking about the boy, the fox, the mole, the horse, you really got into the kind of art style and the period and stuff. And I thought that was really interesting, but I was like, she just has a style. It's just something you develop in art school. But I was incorrect. The art style, it seems like she's falling into, is called faux-naif, which is a French phrase. It's Faux Naif. And it's how professional artists will intentionally mimic a simpler, childlike, quote unquote,
Interesting.
naive art form.
Yeah.
And it rose in popularity. I don't know if he started it or if he's just the guy who did a lot of work in it and is most well known for it. His name is Paul Klee, Klee, and he was very much he admired the carefreeness of children and took that playful style, or tried to take that playful style and combine it with elements of cubism.
Oh.
And so he's the guy who
So
made that. Yes.
who's it used to say he learned to draw, then tried to. Picasso was saying that he learned to draw and then tried to draw like a child the entire time.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
was this before? This would have been before then, wouldn't it, Cubism?
I didn't look up what years he was active, because the kind of movement that was inspired by him and other people, but they say he really fed into the 1950s Europe art informal movement, that is splatter painting. And I didn't like it, and so that's where my research ended.
Not today.
Yeah,
I don't really know anything about splatter painting at all.
I just saw it and
It's
went,
just-
this is not my kind of art.
That's not what it is.
But it's interesting because I am reading right now, it's called Syllabus by Linda Barry.
Linda Barry. Okay.
It's a book called Syllabus by Linda Barry, and it's called Notes from an Accidental Professor, and she taught a class at a university, and then it ended up becoming a permanent. She did it for a couple of years, and it's different notes and activities she did in these classes. And one of the exercises she said she did in them is, she said, when you go to a child and you say, you have 30 seconds, 2 minutes to draw a car, they'll do it happily. And, you'll have varying degrees of realism, but, they'll have a nice time. But when you go to a room full of adults and say, okay, you have 2 minutes to draw a car, you get a lot of nervous laughter and there's a resistance to it. And so you need to come back to that carefree, willing to make mistakes energy that you embodied as a child. And I thought that was a really good explanation of kind of being inspired by that childlike art. And I think a lot of the projects I've done artistically, to bring this back to me, I've gone into it and been like, if I mess up, I'll just redo it. And so I'm more willing to try different things, even if I've never done it before, or if it's kind of strange, to try and get the effect I want. So there was some wisdom in it.
Very much so. That's there's two things on that. One is a personal story, one is not, and I'll start with the not. There's a thing on language learning about that as well, is that people are under the misconception that learning a language is easier for children because their brain is a sponge and they can pick things up. And whilst that's true, it doesn't necessarily mean that learning a language for an adult is harder. But the vast majority of it comes down to the fact that if a kid says, we ran there tomorrow. Do we ran there tomorrow? You'll be like, do we run? Do you know what I mean? You'll just correct them straight off the bat. That's a bad example, but you'll just correct them. Whereas as an adult, you'd feel really stupid if you get corrected. You don't want to make mistakes. You don't. And when you're language learning, you have to make mistakes because that's how it's like a listen and repeat thing. So I was given similar advice as a student of languages, basically. But my personal one is I was semi-invited, should we say? Somebody said, I don't know whether I was invited or not. So somebody put a thing out being like a dog, drawing a dog thing, like an evening, basically. So it was like an evening with a dog and you got to draw the dog. And the person didn't say, should we go? But I thought that was kind of implied. I'm not sure. That's beside the point. But my point was like...
When you showed up, were they like,
No.
This
is in the future. This is in the future. So it's like, I don't know whether it was an invite or whether it was like
God.
I'm going to this. I don't know. Social awkwardness. See, again, a child wouldn't have this. A child would just walk in and just be like, hi, I'm here. However, That was not the point. The point is that I froze up a little bit by being like, oh my God, people will see me draw a dog and realize that I can't draw. And oh my God, this is all, like, it was genuine, like only a split second. But I was like, oh God, I can't draw dogs. So how do I draw a dog? Like, oh my God, I can't let anybody see it. So yeah, I can see that this regression to a child just drawing a dog is healthy. That was all.
It's funny you say dog because I did this exercise and one of the things I drew was the dog sitting in front of me. Are you going to go? Is follow-up question, or have you decided? Okay.
No. It's over in Sheffield.
You should set a timer for 2 minutes and draw a dog just for yourself. It was fun. I thought, because like it's in my sketchbook. It's not something people go through. I enjoyed it.
I will. I need to find out all like the measurements of a dog. Do you know what I mean? Like
you don't. Would a child be looking at measurements of a dog?
That's fair.
They just draw circles and ears. Actually, she gave examples because she told her the syllabus book I was reading. She had them draw a car and then draw Batman. And then she said, anything you don't want, leave behind. And she collected them and inked them in and did a little bit of shadow, like watercolor on them, and put them in the book. And, you have some that are quite good. You have some that are not. And some of the ones that are a little bit, I don't want to say bad, but not quite accurate, I actually really enjoyed certain things about them, like the posing, or they're quite charming in a way that I think this graphic novel, the childlike expressions and drawing figure she has, there is something quite charming about them. And so I think it was that specifically that made me more confident to go and try it myself, because I think the cars, it's easier to explain, because you had some that looked like cars and you had some that looked like cartoon versions of cars, or like could be cartoon spaceships. And so there was things to like even when it wasn't quote unquote photorealism.
Yeah, that makes sense. My nephew is 5 and he draws loads of cars. He just fucking
See, you should sit and draw some with them.
Loads of cars. And he was like, what car do you want me to draw? And I was like, rally car. And he was like, cool. And then just started drawing me. We were sat in the pub and he just started drawing me this rally car. It looked nothing like a rally car at all. It had spikes and everything. It would have been awful, but it looked a bit like it was fun.
Well, if it had spikes, it could have destroyed the other rally cars.
It wouldn't have won the race, but rally's a time trial. There are no other cars. Guys, even the 5-year-old knows that.
Does he?
No, probably not. He doesn't know the intricacies of rally, but just wanted to make fun of you.
Okay.
Wanted to be a menace.
I had something else to say. I've been derailed.
So I'm going to derail some more. So it says here that she uses risograph, which is probably pronounced incorrectly. Risograph?
I don't know what
risograph? R-I-S-O graph. So it says
Oh, interesting.
A way of printing where it's quite cheap and it's quite heavy coloured, which is why I bring it up, because you.
Oh, that would make sense for her colours. So you're bringing me information.
Well, this is the thing. I didn't actually know whether you knew anything, not knew anything about it, but because you went to an arty school.
No, I never did, because I didn't do fine art. And so I didn't do zines. Now, the building I was in, my campus, the art school building, they did have a bunch of zines like in the hallway from one of the fine art classes. And they look quite fun. And it is that block printing-ness. And that actually makes a lot of sense for how her colors are done. Because it is like 1 or 2 colors. It's quite blocky. Yeah.
She went to the Royal College of Art. She did her MA in animation, the Royal College of Art. Yep, it sure would. Well, it would for me, because I want to do an animated series with you.
She has an animation reel on her website too.
I know, I haven't clicked onto it yet, obviously, because we're recording, but I will be looking at that afterwards. She has 2. She has Slippery and a trailer.
There's so many videos on YouTube of how to find your artistic style. And so clearly that's something people think about a lot. But when you're in art school, well, I don't know, because I didn't go to fine art school, but there's so much emphasis on realism that to go and do this very faux-naif style is, I mean, clearly so many people do it because there are a lot of children's cartoons, but I wonder when that moment of like, okay, this is my style, I'm not going to do, because it's very simple faces she does, but they're extremely expressive and you can always get, you know, their emotions, but it's just like a triangle nose, small mouth.
Yeah, it must take a lot of unlearning to do, because I wouldn't be able to do that. It's like, like in theatre, my hands will be able to do it, but like the confidence of making like big feature, like,
The confidence, We had a book as kids called How to Draw Happy People, and it was basically drawing faces like the way she does. It's just really simple, and
that's nice.
A little smile, little nose, U-shaped chin.
Oh, cute. I remember when I was umming and ahhing about university, and I had Spanish and German at uni. One of my mates was like, you should go and do a foundation in art, for the exact opposite reason of what you're saying. So foundation in art in the UK, you have to do before you go to a university and study art, fine art at least. It's like a stepping stone. So fine art takes 4 years. But that year he was like, it is the best year of your life, because I think I'll do it when I'm older, because he was like, each semester or each half semester term, I'm not sure, you're practicing something else. So I'd be like, this time it's pottery, this time it's drawing, this time it's like, so it was like, you get to, at least the one he said, maybe it's different courses are different, but he was like, you get to just try loads of shit. It's a year to just be like, fuck around. Now, you could just take a year out and fuck around. But he was an art teacher at a very like prestigious art school. By school, I mean the UK version of a school, a secondary school, not a university. But it was an arty, a private school, and he was a very good photography teacher there. But he was like, it really gives you like a loose time of being like, let's try this, let's try that. Yeah, I suppose like a creative writing course MA does, where you're just trying stuff out. It gives you the excuse to try stuff out. You can do that yourself, but you are under the guidance of being like, and now try this, and now try that.
It is easier with a professor, because one of the classes I did for my MA, we did a little bit of poetry, a little bit of short stories, and a little bit of stage play. And then when we did the genre fiction class, we did a little bit of crime, a little bit of romance, a little bit of science fiction, and kind of learn the different structures of that. And it was quite fun, but it's like there's too much information out there now that it's quite hard to find that to really although if you look on social media, there's a trend called the personal curriculum, where people are trying to read classics because everyone's attention spans have been shot from TikTok. And so people are setting themselves, quote unquote, personal curriculums where they're like, okay, this month I'm going to learn this skill. So
that sounds really interesting. However, I have an argument about this, having met people older than me of the generation above who like to say, I've spent a lot of time with them as well, who like to say that our generation or the generation younger is shot because of TikTok and blah, blah, blah. Have you ever tried to have a conversation with one of them? Because their attention span is shite, like really bad. It's just that they have TV and not phones, but like...
Right.
It's just humanity has a very short... We're not supposed to sit till 9 till 6 now and do one task. Like...
Yeah.
Our imagination is supposed to it's not natural. Sound like a Republican, an American Republican. It's just not natural. But yeah, it's not. It's like, well, of course, like, yeah, it's very rare that you find somebody with a really good attention span. But yeah, the generation of looking down on the next generation. I read a really good thing about that. It was like, your responsibility is to make it as easy. Actually, I didn't read this. Anyway, Karen. I've added bits in, which is why it's not a direct quote. But yeah, anyway, yeah, your responsibility as a member of society is to make it as easy as possible for the next generation, while simultaneously complaining that they have it too easy.
Oh, okay.
So that's my own personal quote, because I butchered their quote so much that it's become my own.
Okay.
So I'm going to take that. But yeah, it's true. Like, even you read like Plato, and he complains that the younger generation have no manners, and like the exact same things that we're complaining about the kids today. So if you're out there and you're on TikTok, don't worry about it. That's what I say. You can enjoy your TikTok. Like, you know, what else are you going to do? Read the news?
I will say,
it's horseshit.
you know, when you go out, I do think people need to learn art and do hobbies and outside of their career and outside of trying to make money, because really there actually is studies showing people becoming dependent on AI are losing their creativity and their ability to problem solve, because you're becoming dependent.
We've only had AI like 10 minutes.
I mean, it's like, you know, small studies, obviously.
Yeah, but still, you shouldn't. They should be statistically insignificant. Like, we've had, I'm a slow adopter, but we've had ChatGPT for like a year. I've had it.
No, longer.
I bet I haven't had it for that much longer.
I remember it.
And by me, I mean like tech. Really, you were using Chat, and obviously you weren't using it for.
But I was sitting writing for one of my things and saw a kid doing it for his essay.
2022.
Yeah, we were at Faber. Or sooner.
No, it was November, so we were at Faber. But it would have been shit, right? Anyway, that's inexcusable.
It was not shit.
3 years of...
Yeah, that's fair.
You shouldn't be able to see like people losing their creativity at that point. That's insane.
Okay.
That's my view, having no understanding of how the mind works.
Okay. Interesting. I didn't expect you to defend in this instance.
God, what have I defended now? Accidentally. No, I'm not defending AI. I just sometimes you've got to take culpability, haven't you, and be like, if you can't blame AI for us losing creativity. Like, if you're so bad that you spent the last 3 years on AI and fucked your brain up so much, you can't blame AI for that. That's on you.
Yeah, but people should be going out and doing art.
In 50 years' time, fair enough, that's AI's fault. Bad people, but like 3 years? Fuck, man.
Okay.
Like, come on.
All right. On that note.
No, I've got more to rant about.
Go ahead. Because I've told you all my notes and all my delightful stories of women. Oh, I'll tell you. Well, no, I won't, because that's a spoiler. They're really upset
Tell
about
me anyway,
women.
I actually don't mind spoilers.
Okay.
And now we've said it's a spoiler for anybody listening. It's fine. You would be warned.
So, do you want me to just tell you what happens at the end, or do you want me to just tell you the quote?
I don't want. Go on, tell me the quote.
The quote is, "These women must be charged with sorcery, witchcraft, reading, and sassiness."
Yeah, I like that.
So women reading and being sassy is like a real problem in this society.
Oh, what a world that would be. I actually want to read it.
Oh, it's quite good. I recommend.
Can I assume that they don't sleep with the men, and he blames it on their witchcraft?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, straight out of the playbook.
There's a little more to it at the end.
Yeah. I imagined it wasn't just that easy.
Yeah, but it's good.
Good. Yeah, I like that. I will read that. I think that's the one. I've read some of Valor Olympus, obviously, but like since you've said it, but
it's
like
not your
that's one that I. Is Valor Olympus my thing? Yes, I just have a lot to read.
It's also quite long, because I read it all when it was free online, but it's not actually. You can't get it online anymore without paying for Webtoon.
It's like, to a lesser extent, the One Piece kind of argument is that I'm not going back and watching 1,000 episodes. I've got other things to do.
Well, 10 books versus 1,000 episodes, very different scales. However,
that's
yes,
why I
it
said
is
the
like,
scale. You know what I mean? Like, I think I've
the
gone
books
into
are
this
quite
too late.
expensive.
Whereas this, I think I'll go and get. I need to join the library. Oh,
You do.
I just need to sort out so many things. Boring admin story, not for now. Actually, I don't need to sort out much. I just need to have like proof of address, and you can't get proof of address without proof of address.
Bills, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So like, it's the fun part of that.
Any final comments?
No. I'm concerned that I painted myself into a pro AI corner.
We can always cut that.
No, it's fine. I'm actually fine with that. I'm going to watch her trailers.
Okay.
And
She has a cool career.
yeah, she seems like she has a cool career. I'll give you that. I'd say that was a good book. Good one. Good work.
Thank you. Good work for listening.
Good work, listener. Did you learn anything profound about womankind? Apart from sassiness should be a crime?
That's by the evil men who said that. The women said, sassiness is good for you.
Sassiness is good for you. Yeah. It would be rubbish if we lived in a world without sassiness. I agree.
Do you think you'd be convicted for sassiness?
I think I would.
I do too.
I'd like to be. I think that'd be quite a good conviction to have on my record. A sassy little bitch.
Well, they send them off the top of the tower, so it's not really like a arrest.
Oh, so you don't have a record, it's just instant death.
You're dead, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, I died doing what I loved.
True. Would you like to take us out?
I would love to. Right. Thank you, Ace. Thank you, listeners. Thank you, readers. Thank you, me.
Thank you, Charles, for showing up.
For just being here. Regular asset in the team. Right. Thank you so much for listening. Mwah. This has been Ink in the Eyes. Please like, share, comment, love, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.